What is going on, guys? Corrosive Bullet here, and today we are going to be breaking down the green meta going into set 6 of Fusion World. And joining me today to discuss all things Broly, we have Atomic with us. What's up, dude?
How you doing? Good for you to have me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Love to have you on. So we're going to discuss all things of DBS Broly, all the support that's coming with set 6, the promo card that also came with him as well, because that will be important to the new deck. But let's jump right into it. So we'll start with the leader. Leader is Broly on his front side is probably the most unique front side leader we've gotten in this game. Standard leader front side for the most part, but he does have an extra skill where at the end of your turn, you add one card from your life to your hand. You have to self-awaken at the end of your turn. So this guy, his whole gimmick is basically just hyper-awakening to the point where he can finally get to his evolved state. And on his evolved state, doesn't have a standard draw. He has an activate main once per turn, draw a card, then discard one card from your hand. So he doesn't get a true draw, but it allows you to cycle out what you got. And then when he attacks, you choose one Broly BR in your battle area, place it in the drop. And if you have 4 energy, you play up to 1 Broly BR with a cost of 1 greater than the cost chosen by the skill from your hand in rest mode.
Yeah, what? This is a pretty good leader. I think he's one of the best of the relief leader currently. The fact that he just gets to play his big bodies on turn 4 or maybe a little earlier, depending on how much energy he does get with Nappa and everything else like that.
Yeah, it's staying at 4 energy, like I mean, obviously we have one other leader that kind of does this already with Green Vegeta. But this is a bit more restrictive than what he's able to do because you don't have many ways to really ramp yourself down when needed. So probably when building this deck, you probably want to run maybe a couple of instant Kamehamehas just in case your opponent ramps your stuff in the mirror. You have like 1 or 2 cards in this deck that allow you to kind of ramp down, but that's really kind of it. Yeah, basically his whole gimmick is just play out your 8 costs very early into the game, and he's heavily reliant on that. So we'll have to see going into the meta. It seems pretty strong. Could be really strong in the grand scheme of things, but depending on his play lines, might actually slow him down a little too much. We'll have to kind of see. We'll jump over to the promo because the promo will facilitate that ramp down that we've mentioned before. So the promo Broly is 4 costs, 25k power, 10k combo. Very good stat line for what he's doing. And then activate main once per turn, place 1 of your energy into the owner's drop, and increase the cost of this card in a battle area by 3 for the turn. So this is the one card that you'll probably run in this deck that allows you to ramp down. So the only time you'd ever want to go to 5 is if you are going to be playing this guy more than likely. Doing so allows you to at least keep 1 energy open for an extra, for a cantrip, for a 1-cost Chilai if you're not if you're not playing out any draw power whatsoever. And then he goes up to 7, which is the whole gimmick of the leader. The gimmick, he wants to be able to evolve his 7 costs into 8 costs and just kind of go from there. It's pseudo-evolve and masters, basically.
Yeah, I think this promo is really strong, definitely for exactly what you said. If they ramp you, he's one of the only ways for you to ramp down. Him having 10k combo helps out a lot, definitely, since you're probably going to be running a bunch of zeros.
Yeah, and I mean, and then obviously having more targets to be able to self-evolve your characters, I think, is also beneficial, considering that there's only you're going to have probably at most 3 of these cards that can go up to 7. If I remember correctly, so like at most you're running 12 of these types of cards.
Yeah, it should be 3 of them that can go to 7. I think he's really good, definitely, since his extra helps out a lot. We'll get to that later, but I think his extra having a 7-cost Broly BR on board in order to be used, or 8-cost, makes this card, keep that energy open for defense, with instant being a thing as well.
Yeah. So I'd say it's a pretty solid promo for what the deck's trying to do. All right, so let's get into some of the generic bulk. We got Gauliamite BR, 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo. Just a blocker. It's kind of whatever.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's not much to say about it.
10k combo is pretty good for a blocker, so I don't hate that part of it. But I mean, a 5k power blocker for 1 energy, like there's so many ways to get around this.
Yeah, I agree.
Not much to really say.
Yeah.
We got Kikono, who's the super combo. I think there was some discussion as to why he was the super combo. I think there's some searchers in the deck that like specifically want to look for Broly or something, and I think there was an argument people were having where like they didn't want this guy to be it. They wanted it to be something else, but they made it Kikono so he couldn't be searchable.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Being able to search for your bosses and being able to search for super combos is kind of a bit much.
Yeah, so I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, it's just another super combo at the end of the day, so. Then we got Golden Frieza BR, who's a 4 cost, 30k power, 5k combo, blocker, who has a permanent skill of if there is a card with a cost of 7 or more in the battle area, this card can't be KO'd once per turn.
I think this card is actually pretty okay. It's not bad, it's not good. But it does help out a lot of other leaders. I would say for the androids for sure, since they can put out their 7 or 8 cost bodies pretty easily with the 4 cost droids. They can put this out behind it to keep themselves protected. And with how this meta is going, or how the meta has been currently, is just aggressive, and they probably need a blocker like this.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Androids would benefit from this card pretty well. You can also make an argument for Namek Goku having a 30k blocker that can't die immediately when he has the double striker on board. Yeah, you get to 7 energy. You could play out double striker and this. So it's that's something you could run in there. And even for like this deck for DBS Broly, like having this be the card that you play off turn when you don't see your other Broly pieces, like, is actually not terrible either, because regardless, you're probably going to have a 7 or 8 cost Broly on board turn 4. There's not a single thing in any deck currently that can handle an 8 cost on turn 4. So you know that that's sticking around for 1 turn. If you can't follow that up with a 9 cost evolve or another 4 cost into 8 cost loop, like, this guy's a good backup. Just being able to be sticky, that can't be removed with ease. Like, it really just fits with the theme of, I'm just going to cheat out something on board, and like, it's going to stick around for a while.
Yeah, I can agree. There's actually a Brolys that should be coming up soon that helps this, and they synergize pretty well together.
Yeah. But first, we'll talk about some Gohan support, finally. All this time. I didn't forget him. We got Son Gohan Childhood, 5 cost, 15k power, 10k combo. Activate main. Place this card in a battle area into its owner's drop, and if your leader is Son Gohan and you have an Android 16 in your drop, play up to 1 Son Gohan Childhood with a cost of 6 or 7 from your hand in rest mode. I think this is okay. I think there's better 5 costs you could probably play in the deck besides this. But as reliant as the Gohan deck kind of is for the 6 cost Android, for the Android 16s, and like the Son Gohan Childhood cards that you run in there, like, being able to cheat out either Life Han or the Secret Rare on turn 5 is actually pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree. Cheating out Heal Han or the 7-drop Secret Rare is a big deal. The only issue I have is the Android 16 requirement. The 2 Android 16s are the super combo. It's just, you have to give up a super, and that's by 5 energy. You're already, deep in the game. You're probably not even awakened yet. And if the board is wide and you're going to 7, I think that's good. That's the only time you would use it. But the other blockers having to be in drop already, they're just. I wish it was just a different card, or maybe like a Goku.
Yeah.
Since that was the theme of the deck originally.
Yeah, no, I mean, the 6 cost Android 16, like, at least it's got combo power. So like, if you wanted to protect life take, like, you can justify discarding that to play out one of those cards early. Do you think that the 15k power on this is a bit underwhelming? Like, do you think like that the stat line is justified by the effect?
A little bit, yes. The effect is good, but 15k power, it's just like once you use it, this is. I don't really see someone not being awakened by that turn, or if they are not awakened, you're just swinging 15 and putting this in drop in order to bring Heelhan 7-drop on board. I don't think anyone's going to have a board that wide by that turn.
Yeah. And I mean, worst comes to worst, you play something to boost the power on this for a swing. You combo one card for a swing. Like, I don't think it's terrible. I'm just wondering, I don't know if 20k would have been fine for this or not.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think 20k would have been fine. I think I think he should at least been able to swing for lethal. That would have made him a good late game card too.
Yeah, because I mean if these cards went into active, I would understand it being 15k because you don't want to have like two cards that can swing in for pressure. But with them going in rest mode, like I feel like having the 20k would have been fine. That's just me, but I think it's a definite include in the deck. Maybe like a 3 of.
Yeah, I can see it.
So it's still a cool card. But then we also got Sun Gohan Youth. 5 costs, 30k power, 10k combo. On play, look at 10 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 2 green cards with costs of 6, and add them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of their owner's deck in a random order. So, everyone's saying this is the Piccolo card, and I can see it being the Piccolo card. I like the stat line. I think the stat line's really good. I just hate these types of effects.
So, yeah, as an avid Piccolo supporter, I've named him since he's been out. This is a card that wants you to play the way that they originally wanted Piccolo, with the SCR and the 6-cost Piccolo that makes a card free at 8. I'm okay with it, but I wish it was something else because right now it doesn't really change how you ramp with the leader. It just basically does the exact same thing that Future Gohan was already doing. It's just setting you up for the next turn, setting you up for a ramp if possible.
Yeah.
So I'm mixed on that. I want to test to see how it is.
Yeah. Like I said it in my last video for the blue breakdown, but when Green Vegeta came out, like I had a PTSD moment where I couldn't find my field, and so I played the 3-cost Vegeta that finds the field 3 times. Went cycled through 30 cards, didn't find the field at all. So when I see any card that's like, look at the top 10 and look for very specific cards that you need to find, like I immediately like start shaking in my boots because it's like it feels so bad with my luck. Like I know I'm gonna play this and I'm not gonna find a 6-cost.
Yeah, that's the worst possible game scenario. All 10 cards, just bottom of the deck. Don't even worry about picking anything up.
Now I will say, like at least with this card, it's 2 green cards that you can grab. So it's up to 2. If you grab 2, like that's the best case scenario. You find 1 that's still like, okay, you're still like net neutral in your hand. And it's yeah, and like just and he's a 30k swinger too. So like it's like the power that this guy has like more than justifies the effect. But yeah, I just know that like if I ever run this card, I'm going to dread playing it. So
yeah, it's a good card. We just got to see some testing.
Yeah. Then we got Chilai BR. 2 cost, 10k power, 10k combo. On play, place 1 Broly BR with a cost of 7 or more in your battle area in its owner's drop. If you have Planet Vampa in your battle area, play up to 1 Broly BR with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. I like this card. I think this card is, I think, specifically designed to get around the yellow matchup, knowing full well that your opponent is probably going to be resting down your Brolys because there's nothing else they can really do on turn 4 and 5 except to rest them. So basically, playing Chilai allows you to put out a 4-cost Broly and do your cycle all over again while leaving 2 energy open for you to do whatever you want with.
I actually didn't think about that. At first, I looked at this card and I was like, why would you want to do that? But now that you're breaking it down with the yellow matchup, that does make a lot more sense, because once these cards are frozen, they're just going to keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah.
Every time. So,
and I think a lot of the cards that they put in this for this specific deck, I think all of the cards are tailor suited for specific matchups. Like when you're in a matchup with yellow, you're probably playing this card more often than you probably believe. If you're playing into the mirror, you're probably never playing this card. Like there's just certain matchups for a lot of these cards that I think work well, and then for everything else, it's like, oh well. This is the only reason why I feel like side decks need to be a thing in Fusion World, because having this in your deck when you're not facing a yellow player might feel a little rough to have this.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
But it's a 10k combo, so at the very least, like, you'll have combo power.
Yeah.
Going on to our other Chilai card, though, we have our 1-cost Chilai BR. One cost, 5k power, 5k combo. Permanent skill, battle cards with a cost of 7 or more in your battle area cannot be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills, and she is a Self-Awakener.
This card is good. It's generically good in general as well. There's nothing wrong with this card. I think this card is it asks for an answer, because any 7 costs or more just stays on the field. You have to waste time worrying about this little card before you even get the chance to touch the bigger ones.
Yep. And like I stated with the Chilai 2 costs, like this card is pretty much designed for blue. Blue has the best answer in terms of being able to get rid of your 7 costs, your 8 costs, your 9 costs. Albeit your best answer is a Zeno on turn 6, but you're going to have to go through 2 turns of Brolys before you can do that.
Yeah.
So, like, having this on board, the longer this is on board, the more value you're going to get out of her. So,
yeah, I gotta agree. She's really good into the blue matchup. I think she's also good into the black one as well, because it does force them to waste extra energy.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Can be easily 10 times, can be Giru'd off board.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of answers in black for this. But yeah, like you said, it forces your opponent to have to play around this card.
Yeah.
So, cool card. Then we got Ba. We got 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo. Choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 1 or less in your opponent's battle area and KO it. It's no different than the Kami. It's no different than Giru in black. Like, it's basically that card. 10k combo, so I think there's value in running a couple of these in the deck. And on the off chance that you do have an open energy after the fact, like, it could come in handy to get rid of some cantrips or a searcher or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you said, it's just Kami. It's
Yeah.
not really much else to say on it.
Yeah, nothing crazy. We got another Paragus, young Paragus, actually. We got 1 cost, 5k power, 5k combo. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 non-Paragus BR card with Plan of Vampa and its special traits, or up to 1 Broly BR and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of their owner's deck in a random order. This is why Kikono is the super combo.
Yeah, it makes sense.
No cost restriction whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this card is good. I think definitely with the other Broly being able to put an energy away or ramp you down. If you go to 5 and you don't really have your boss, playing the Broly that ramps you down, going to 7, having this out as well, you still get to keep the 4 energy, able to search, and get all of your bosses in your hand.
Yeah, and for as much of for lack of a better term, like, as much of a one-trick pony as the DBS Broly deck kind of is, like, all you're really doing is doing your Broly evolving plays. So having a searcher that specifically looks for those cards that allow you to do that, I think is fine.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Not really missing any targets as well.
Yeah, like, I'm not a fan of searchers, but, like, when this deck is this low to the ground and you're doing, like, a very, very specific thing, like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Going on to older Paragus, he aged real quick. Uh, 3 cost, 20k power, 5k combo, Self Awakener, and then when he gets KO'd, he draws a card.
Me personally, I'm not a fan of this card. It's good. It has combo, but it's just like I don't really see where you would play this. On turn 3, you can do Nappa, you can do the 2 cost Chilai, or maybe Krillin to wake yourself up
Yeah.
as well and have a better body than just when KO'd.
Yeah.
His second effect is just leaving him lackluster for me.
Yeah, and the meta right now, like we got Pansy in red that draws 2. We've seen the 4 cost Topo have a resurgence with his on KO draw 2. Krillin ramps you, which has more value in green than this probably does. We're just seeing more effects that are common with KOing as opposed to just removal of some sort that's not KO. So I can understand why they would put the when KO'd there, and it's also thematic for what Paragus' point in the movie was. But but it's still the fact that, yeah, like you could, like, where are you playing this? Are you, the only time I see you even playing this is if you can't get a 4 cost play going at any time.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's if someone finds a way to make it work, I commend them.
Yeah, it's and honestly, like, this is a deck that really doesn't need Self Awakeners either. So like even the Self Awakening doesn't really like do much for you. So I don't know. It's there's probably a use for it. I'm just not sure where. Unlike Beats here, Beats is a 15k power, 10k combo blocker that Self Awakens. Like, this is a better Self Awakener.
Yeah.
15k is still relatively weak. Like, Red will have a field day getting rid of this with ease. But because all they have to do is Fua turn 2 or Gohan turn 3.
So I'm actually happy with this card a lot, actually, because green doesn't have a way to protect itself early. With like most of their blockers are 3s, maybe like 6, but this being 2, I understand the stat line is not the best, but helping you get to your goal while not taking crits, because green hates crits.
Yeah.
Is a big deal.
Yeah, like Red will have a field day with this card. Like, this is a non-issue for Red at all. But like, I look at this and I take a look at, I think it was set 3 where you had the King Kai like trio blockers, and like those, how underwhelming those blockers were when they dropped. Yeah. Like having something like this that also Self Awakens you, I think is really good. Like green already kind of has lackluster. They don't really have many means of being able to Self Awaken. So having another option that also protects you on turn 2, like, is not bad.
Yeah. 10k combo coming with it is a big deal.
Yeah, I can see Nameku running this.
Yeah. No, Green Vegeta as well.
Green Vegeta can run this too, yeah. Because he's Saiyan only, right?
Yeah, it's Saiyan only, but he can play this out to keep the defense up.
Yeah.
Put the energy he already used for this down, put another body out, and keep that other energy up for another extra something.
Yeah. So no, it's a fine card. I got no issues with it. Then we got 3 cost Frieza, 20k power, 10k combo. Self Awakens on play, and then choose up to 2 battle cards with costs of 1 or less in your opponent's battle area and KO them. I don't know if you're noticing the same theme that I am, but there's a lot of 1 cost removal in this deck.
I think it's mainly for the mirror, because once Chilai gets out there, they don't really have a way to do anything.
Yeah.
And this also helps as well with a lot of the Pilaf and the Nameku business. That's the Nameku business going on, because Nameku has the blockers out with I forget his name.
Bill Murray.
Yeah. But with the blockers, Nameku puts out the Self Awakeners and everything like that. This helps shoot them down. Definitely having a board of Murrays all the time.
Yeah.
Before he's awakened, this gets rid of 2 of them. It's a big deal.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Although It's a little hypocritical of Goku to be hanging out with Frieza in his deck, but it's it's what it is. Oh man. All right, going on to the Broly BR. This is our first 4 costs of the actual set. 4 costs, 20k power, 10k combo. When attacking, you discard 1 card from your hand, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 1 from hand, and then he gains 3 costs for the turn. So this card basically cheats out your 1 cost Chilai, which is great. This is probably a good first turn 4 play. You ideally would probably want to play this guy first before any other 4 costs, because it sets you up for protection, and then you go through the whole shenanigans of swing with this guy, discard a card for 20, play Chilai, then swing with lead to then take this guy, put him in your drop, and then put an 8 cost down and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I think he's really good. With Broly wanting to sit around, at least from what his cards are showing, 3 life, he can actually cheat out Chaozu if he is at 2.
That's true.
Freezes the body, even goes straight into the 8. Helps out a lot. So it's a lot of 1-drops he can use that are pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. What do you think? What do you think the proper first like turn 4 play is? Do you play like the OG 8 cost Broly first, or do you think you play the new 8 cost?
I think you would want to play the new 8 cost if there's not really a problem on board to actually take care of. The old 8 cost Broly, he does give you more hand value since he will draw no matter what. It really I think it depends on the situation. It really depends on the situation.
Yeah.
If you're in a bind and you want to just establish a board, you can go with 8. But if the board is getting a little wide for your taking, you can go G8 drop.
Yeah, that makes sense. The OG Broly will go in rest as compared to the new one, so that is something to take into account. But at the very least, like it's probably not getting removed. So you could probably.
I don't think anything's removing it turn 4.
Yeah, like the only thing that your opponent could do would be blue has absolute lightning, but they still have to contend with Chilai. So that's like there's a bit more playing around that has to be done before you can really do anything with that. Then we have our other 4 cost Broly, 30k power, 0 combo, has a permanent skill where if your leader is Broly BR, you add 3 costs to to this card in a battle area. And then when attacking, you choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 1 or less in the opponent's battle area and KO it. Kind of like what you said earlier. It's basically is designed for the mirror.
Yeah. This Broly is the one I was talking about that's really good with the Frieza. It's permanent effect because it's always going to be a 7.
Yeah. Yeah, so even if you don't evolve like this guy, like he is just permanently a 7.
So that blocker is just there. That 30k blocker, that's only can be KO'd twice.
Yeah, it blocks 1 hit, survives, and then your opponent probably wants to swing into it to remove it. Otherwise, it's another 30k blocker next turn.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, good. It's a good combo piece. Then we start getting into the whole crux of this deck. So we got 8 cost Broly, 50k power, 5k combo. Permanent, this card cannot be KO'd once per turn. And on play, you switch this card to active mode. Then if you're at 2 or less life, you add the top card of your deck to your life. This card is crazy. Like, I thought set 1 8 cost Broly was pretty broken when it came out. Like, this card feels really strong.
Yeah, I gotta agree. This is just a card that's good in every green deck. There's no bad side to it. Doesn't matter if you're Androids, Piccolo, Gohan. If you're getting pressured all game, this card just helps you get stabilized.
Yeah, and like maybe my issue is only the fact that it's got combo power. Like, I don't know if this card needed combo power for how good it is.
I have to agree. I think the combo power wasn't needed, but I understand why since Broly's running a bunch of zeros.
Yeah.
This with combo power is just that's a 4-up. That's a 4-up.
Yeah. So, but I mean, his on-play effect is good for the leader itself because it basically completely counteracts the leader effect of going in rest. It also completely circumnavigates the 6-cost Frieza in yellow. The value of that card is probably going to tank because this card exists. Because that was even like the whole point of that secret rare Frieza was to literally get around set 1 Broly.
Yeah.
So now that there's this card, like it's not even worth all that much. There's no value to it because this card doesn't care.
Yeah, this card is it's a monster for sure. Be a problem.
Yeah, this is again, if Chile is not on the board, this guy will get removed by Zeno. Depending on how heavy Halo Q wants to get into, like could remove it if it's got 8 cards on board with Great Saiyaman.
Yeah.
That's a lot of board presence that you have to build up to get there, but they can do it. Yeah, I mean it's hard. Even Barrier Frieza doesn't do anything with this. The new Gogeta in black is an answer for this, but your Broly's probably seen this on board before Gogeta.
Yeah, I think the Gogeta will have a rough time if Chilai's already out using all 6 energy just to remove Chilai. It's the only play you have. You have to think about what exactly you want to do because you either have to 10 times to get rid of Chilai or Giru to get rid of Chilai, or you have to, I don't know.
Yeah. Red doesn't even have a good answer for this either. Like, their best answer is the UI Goku secret rare. And even then, like, swinging into it does nothing because he survives a turn or an attack. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the answer will be going into the match. This card does have me scared for the deck, but I'm not... compared to other people that think this is tier 0, I don't know if it's quite tier 0. It's pretty close. I'd say it's close, but it's not quite there.
I'm right there with you. I agree.
And then we got the Altart for it. Altart's I want to see what the foil looks like on this.
Yeah, it'll probably look better on the foil, but right now, just looking at it, I like the original art better.
Yeah, the original art goes fire with the fire in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Broly Childhood BR, 3 cost, 20k power, 10k combo, Self Awakens on play, and then activate main to pay 2 energy. Place this card in a battle area into the drop to play a 4 cost Broly BR from hand. I think this is a good card, albeit it comes with a lot of risk.
Yeah.
If you play this turn 3 and it's able to survive a turn without getting removed or KO'd, you can get a lot of value just by paying 2 to put a 4 cost out. So you would get a 20k swing with this, potentially up to a 30k swing with the 4 cost 0 combo Broly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're evolving with your leader to then play the 50k on board.
Yeah.
With a 20k leader swing. Like, that's a lot of pressure for the early game.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like the card. But it's just finding with the other 4 cost Brolys being at a high number in the deck. That's the best way to put it. I'm not seeing this being a 4 of. I'm seeing this being like maybe a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You want to see it sometimes, but at the end of the day, you're trying to get to like 20, 25, another 20k swing, and then go into 50.
Yeah, because I mean, essentially the only time you're really playing this is before you awaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really like the only time you're really ever playing this is when you're trying to awaken. Playing after the fact, like this is basically like your 3rd or 4th option to play.
Yes.
Like it's not priority number 1 by the time you're awakened. So, I mean, there's some utility with it. I think, yeah, but 2 or 3 in the deck I think makes sense. It's a 10k combo, which is the only reason I say it still goes in, but
yeah, 10k combo is good.
Then we got a Berry Blue, 1 cost, 15k power, 10k combo. Just a vanilla.
There's not much to say on it.
Probably will not see play in the deck.
Vanilla Greenson.
Then we got Lemo, BR, 4 cost, 5k power, 10k combo. On play, if your life is at 2 or less and you have a Broly BR with a cost of 7 or more in your area, battle area, add the top card of your life to your, or deck to your life. I look at this the same way I look at the Blocker Frieza. Like, this is a good, like, 3rd or 4th option if you're not able to see your Broly lineup. But it's also a bit more restrictive because you have to be at 2 life or less to get this effect. And even then, you're still wanting to evolve your stuff. So if you have the means to play the 8 cost Broly to heal yourself after he evolves, like, that's probably just the better play than playing this.
So I'm not a fan of it. I will say I'm not a fan of it. Just 4 energy for 5 power 10k combo. If I remember correctly, I think Chaozu was like 3 costs with that same stat line, and it was giving you life at 1. You already have a Broly that gives you life at 2 or less, and that's a boss. I don't really see how I'm spending 4 energy for this when I could just go into the new Broly.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, I had the same thought, because, like, I kind of view it this card the same way as I view Chaozu. Like, I'm probably maybe running 2 of this in the deck, if for very specific situations. The only benefit that I would give this guy over the Chaozu is that it's not as restrictive. Like, it's 2 or less instead of 1 or less. You're paying 1 energy more, but this guy, when you play it, doesn't go into rest like Chaozu does. Like, you have to rest the Chaozu to get the heal.
Oh yeah.
Whereas this guy is a body on board that, unless it's red and he gets minus, like, this guy is not going to be that easy to remove. So you at least have 10k combo on board. I don't know. It's definitely not something I'm running all the time. It's very niche situations where I'm probably playing this, but
yeah. I just feel like the Dende's better. Definitely when you want to play out the bosses.
Yeah, and I mean Dende, I think has better utility just because going from 1 to 2 in Namaku, and then you go back to 3 with the leader, like it, like that just works better. Like, you're getting more advantage by doing that than you are with this. So yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. It's just a requirement to have the Broly on board already. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's true. Then we got our extras. We got Planet Vampa, 2 cost field. Activate main, switch this card in a battle area to rest mode, and if you have a Broly BR with a cost of 7 or more in your area, draw 1 card. It basically helps facilitate your hand in the late game.
Yeah, I actually think this card is really good.
Yeah.
Not just for the new Broly, but for older Broly as well. And a lot of the, no, just older Broly. The fact that he doesn't have to drop an energy now when he plays his boss is a big deal. And if he does want to drop it, he can basically do the same as the current Broly. Except he's just dropping energy. He keeps his hand and he draws 2 cards. I like it a lot.
This works in old Broly?
Yeah, because it just needs to have Broly BR with a cost.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, if you have the 8 cost Broly or even your 7 cost Brolys in that deck, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the older Broly wants to use the 7 cost to get rid of GRNs and all the other problems on board. So this just helps out a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's a good card. Give me 1 second. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
How much did I get? I think it was like 400. I'll come take a look then. I'll come take a look then. Okay, sorry. People had tax questions for me.
It's all good. Life be lifing.
All right, so recording again in 3, 2, 1. All right, so then we go to our next extra card, Shuddering Roar, 2 cost. Activate main. If your leader is Broly BR, choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 3 or less in your opponent's battle area and KO it. Then draw a card. I like this card. I don't know if you're playing this much after you awaken. I feel like this is something where you keep your opponent's board clear in the early game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. I think the card's pretty good. I wish it would have was 2 targets with 3 or less, because that helps out a little bit more. But if you're going to drop 45k bodies and up, I can understand.
Yeah, like because I mean the only time you're playing this after you've awakened is if you're doing the 2-cost Chili play.
Yeah.
And even then, like, you maybe want to keep. There's another card in this set that probably is more beneficial than this, because you only pay 1 energy. I think it's 1 energy. And yeah, I would rather just keep that open probably. But I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
It being leader locked, I think, hurts it. Like, if this was not leader locked, I think this would be a much better card.
Yeah, it would be one of the cards I think every green deck would run.
So yeah, just is what it is. They can't all be winners. Then we got First Friend, 1 cost, activate main. If your leader is Broly BR, and you have a Broly BR with a cost of 7 or more in your battle area, add up to 1 non-First Friend card with Planet Vampa in their special traits from your drop to your hand. This card's crazy.
And elaborate, because for me, I don't understand what the use of First Friend is.
So, it's the way that I see it. It's basically pot of greed from your drop. If you don't have if you somehow lose your Brolys, like, you're able to recur those Brolys back.
See, that's the problem, because the Brolys do not have Planet Vampa.
Do the Brolys not have Planet Vampa?
They're all just saying only.
Holy crap! Oh, you're 4 costs though.
Oh, the 4 costs. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're Frieza Army.
Oh, they are Frieza's army. What? Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's take a look. Look at the card again. Look at the card again. Hold on. It says add up to, non-First Friend battle cards with Planet Vampa. Okay, so what would that be? So
Chili, I think, maybe.
Nope. No Chili.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I don't know.
So Paragus, Ba, Beats, 3 cost Broly.
Okay.
It's really only you can get Planet Vampa back if you lose that, I guess.
Yeah.
That there's 4, so that only hits 4 cards.
Yes.
Okay, I take it back. I misread that when I misread that. Like, I assumed this was basically pot of greed that basically got. I assumed all the Broly cards were Vampa, but I guess older Broly wasn't really on Vampa, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks. I guess there's got to be more Broly support coming set 7 then.
I hope so.
Because I don't see where the value is on this card then.
Yeah, because right now I don't see a use to have the card.
Yeah. Like I don't, that blows me away. I can't believe that. Then we have Rampage Control. This is the one I was talking about. 1 cost, activate battle. If you have a Broly BR with a cost of 7 or more in your battle area, your cards that are in a battle get 25,000 power for the battle. Yeah, that's where I was saying that, like, compared to like Shuddering Roar.
Yeah.
Like, you just get so much more value with this than you do Shuddering Roar. You can use this. You're utilizing this after you awaken more so than the other one. It's 25,000 power, so you're already busted. 8 costs and 9 cost cards are already swinging for a high amount. Like, this just makes it even harder.
This is actually really good into the Broly that de-ramps you, because if you play it out, de-ramp off the energy you already used, you can have that 1 energy up for offense or a defensive turn.
Yeah.
It's a really good card.
Really crazy. And then we wrap it all up with the Broly BR Secret Rare. They got their, like, 5th Secret Rare already. It's other colors need love too, man. 9 costs, 55k power, 0 combo, double strike. And then on play, he goes into active mode. Then he automatically heals you. And then you choose all battle cards with costs of 2 or more in the battle area other than this card and KO them. This card's nuts.
I think this card is disgusting. I like it a lot. I was actually talking to Drumlin about the use it could have inside of Order Broly with the 2-cost Paragus. Since this can kill it and Krillin or whatever other cards you need.
Oh, yeah.
First green board wipe. It's not bad.
I feel like this card is good enough, like, on its own. Like, I don't even think it needed Double Strike. I understand why they gave it Double Strike, because for as hard as your opponent's probably going to swing into you, like, you need some semblance of game mechanic to help close the game out. But at the same like, when this is on board, what's your opponent doing to it on turn 5? like, it would be fine if there was an answer to this. I don't see an answer to this. Like, you have to take it.
Yeah, with it having a 55k stat line, this is the strongest double strike in the game.
Yeah, it's like, and then it's healing. It goes into active in the Broly leader. And then, yeah, you're removing any sort of contention your opponent has against you off the board, except for cantrips and searchers.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know, man. If there's a reason why people think that this deck is tier 0, it's probably because it's this card.
Yeah. Going from 2 to 3 with the new Broly BR, then going back to 4 with this it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. And even then, like, you don't even necessarily need to. You're probably like, I mean, you know, and depending on your matchup, like, I feel like Nameku probably has a decent matchup into this deck. Just because they're able to play out a double striker that I would say arguably it's easier for them to play out. Plus it's double strike crit with Destructo Disc. So I mean, I would say that Nameku probably has a good matchup into this, but I don't know, man. Like, what's Red doing to this deck? What's Black has answers for this, but you're not getting it until a turn after this. If they go first.
It's rough. Red's only answer is a lot of cards out of hand. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like, even the Secret Rare only puts it down to 35. You would still need to use Whis to get to the 30. Then after that, you can God King. But that's so many resources gone just for this one card.
Yeah, like, putting in perspective, like, the best outside of UI Goku Secret Rare, like, your best answer is probably the Super Android 13 SR.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, but even with that card going up to 55, and then in Android 18 he's a 75k swinger, that's only 20,000 from what this guy's power is. Like, that's a super combo and another card to protect this. Like, that's not a whole lot of pressure in the grand scheme of things. I was thinking, I thought about it yesterday at my locals. I was thinking, I feel like UI Goku and Red might see a resurgence because this deck exists.
I actually agree. UI, I think UI is one of the stronger leaders coming into the new set. Definitely with a lot of the Red support that he currently has. That Android 13 coming out as a 55 helps him boost himself up. He can get the draw from the Android 17 that when attacking targets. So if he attacks board, he gets the draw. He has a lot more resources. This is the type of stuff that I wanted him to have.
Yeah, like, he's basically offensively and defensively, he's a 55k swinger.
Yes.
Making him the strongest leader in the game. Just from a sheer power factor alone.
Yeah, I think he's going to be doing a lot better come next set. Definitely with Broly is as popular as I'm assuming he will be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we'll have to see what the matchup kind of looks like with UI Goku, but yeah, I think UI will probably fare pretty well into this deck. As long as like, especially when you take into account too, like, Red got a lot of, like, really good, like, sticky bodies. Like, Tamagami 3 is a fantastic card now for that deck.
Yeah, Tamagami saves that deck a lot. Definitely due to the fact with these bodies, just with him already nuking the board, Tamagami doesn't go anywhere still. It keeps itself up, so he doesn't have to worry about the pressure.
Yeah. So pretty cool. Yeah. We'll have to see. But yeah, that is the green. We'll take a look at the alt arts real quick here. That alt art's clean.
Yeah, I love it. I like the purple and, and the green.
Yep, it's all over the place. I love it. And then even like the God Rare is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I love the fact that he goes through the stages and it's all on the card. I hope I pull it.
Yeah,
I hope I pull it.
Yeah, I mean, Masters did this, I think, a couple sets ago, where like the 3 secret rares had all arts like this, and those were, I think, one of the more popular like alt arts in the game in Masters. So yeah, this is pretty cool that they're doing this here.
I hope they keep that same going into the next sets with these secret rares.
Yeah. But that is going to do it for the green archetype matchup. Atomic, thanks so much for joining me, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
Do you have anything you want to plug before we head out?
Not much. Yeah, if you guys want to see me play Piccolo, any other leaders, I for sure will be playing the Broly BR leader come next set on client. So I will be on Twitch, and it's just atomic_ego atomic. That's about it.
Sounds good, dude. I will have all of his links down in the description down below if you want to check his stuff out. But that will do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more Fusion World content, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.